Okay, tonight we get to celebrate 3 people in our game who have left their mark as competitors, innovators, mentors, teachers, coaches, leaders, and winners. And for all of us in this room, as we celebrate Connie, Greta, and Tim, we also have an opportunity to celebrate our history, our softball community, and all that it stands for, and how, as we move our game forward and we continue to make memories together. Now it's time to induct our newest members into our Hall of Fame. Leading off is Connie Clark, retired head coach from the University of Texas. Over the course of her legendary career at the helm of Texas softball, Connie Clark posted 873 wins and led the Longhorns to 5 Women's College World Series appearances, including the 1998 squad that became the youngest program to ever reach the Women's College World Series after earning the opportunity in just the second year of the program. Listen, you can cheer for yourself if you were on that 1998 team. Go ahead and cheer for yourself right now. That's right. In 22 seasons under Clark, the Longhorns appeared in 19 NCAA regionals while earning 4 Big 12 regular season and tournament championships. The 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year mentored 105 All Big Ten Conference selections, 74 NFCA All-Region selections, 29 NFCA All-Americans, 7 Big 12 Freshmen of the Year. That's some good recruiting, Connie. 5 Big 12 Pitchers of the Year, 2 Big 12 Players of the Year, 3 USA Softball Collegiate Players of the Year, and 2 Honda Awards for softball. Wow. Additionally, Clark coached 9 national and junior national team members, including Kat Osterman, 2004, 2008, 2020, and Krista Williams, 1996 and 2000, both winning gold medals. At this time, please enjoy this video highlighting the career of Connie Clark.
Connie Clark began her softball playing career as a pitcher at Central Arizona Junior College under the head coach Mike Candrea, who played an essential role in shaping the rest of her playing and coaching career. She led her team to the National Junior College Athletic Association championships both in '84 and '85. She then transferred to Cal State Fullerton in 1986. She ended her first year as a pitcher at 20-2 and led the Titans to the Women's College World Series. The following year, in 1987, she won the Honda Collegiate Women's Sports Award as the nation's top softball player. Soon after this, she began her coaching career at Florida State as an assistant coach from 1990 to 1995. As an assistant, she helped build the Seminoles into a national softball power and helped lead Florida State to 4 appearances in the NCAA Women's College World Series and to 5 NCAA regional trips. Following her stay at Florida State, Connie Clark would make the move to Texas, building the softball program there from the ground up.
I had done a lot of research when we got ready to hire our first real full-time softball coach here. And Connie Clark's name consistently came up as someone who was ready to be a head coach. She also knew what she was in for. She had a vision about what she wanted to build. And I think from the very first day, she knew the kinds of athletes that she wanted to recruit for the University of Texas to build a foundation of a softball program.
Since its ascension to varsity status in 1997, Texas has emerged as one of the most dominant softball programs in the nation under Clark. In 22 seasons at the helm of the varsity program, she led Texas to 5 College World Series appearances, 19 NCAA tournament appearances, 4 Big 12 Conference tournament titles, and 4 Big 12 regular season titles. In fact, Texas's appearance in the 1998 College Women's World Series was just in its 2nd varsity season, and it still ranks as the quickest arrival at the NCAA Division I Softball Elite 8 in the history of the sport. In 2003, Clark's Longhorns became the first ever team to win both back-to-back Big 12 regular season titles and back-to-back Big 12 championship tournament titles. Connie is just a soulful, wonderful person, a good person, and she's very genuine and authentic. And I think from a perspective of being a fellow staff member, Connie was just so kind and good to everybody. She was intense and directed and focused, but she knew how to treat people, and I can imagine that came across in her hiring of staff and assistants. I imagine it came across in recruiting.
Coach Clark was always sort of the glue that kept us all together. She was so gracious in having us back and wanted us to share with the current team and the current players and be around them of how things were and what the excellence was from the very beginning and the standard, and that standard was set, even back in 95, 96 and still carries on today.
Literally took a chance on me. Like, not only was she essentially done recruiting, but she gave me a chance, and based on that decision, changed the entire course of my life, if you will. Like, let's say Connie says no, like, not only do I lose some of the best friends I have that I made at college, I met my husband there, I've got 2 kids, like all of these things beyond the softball field literally kind of sit under Coach Clark giving me an opportunity.
But again, I think she had lived that experience as a student athlete herself at an elite level. And I imagine that she was very convincing in a home visit or on the recruiting trail, as well as the ability to build a team and explain to a group how to pull in the same direction for the common good. It was a new experience at Texas.
It wasn't so like this is only business. It was very much like business plus family, business plus I want you to be a good person. I want you to be a great student. I want you to, be involved in the community and all those things, which I think made us, more well-rounded as student athletes, which I really appreciated.
I'm walking into the dugout and she actually full embrace hugs me, hand behind the neck, her head. And, she would give us hugs and kind of the pats on the back. But I remember that hug because it was the signal of I know you left it all out there for us. That's what I went to Texas to do. I went to Texas to be a Texas girl, to drive us as close as we could to a national championship, and fell a little short. But at the end of the day, that moment was the culmination of, 5 years, if you count my red shirt, but 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears together with her.
Coach Clark, this is a well-deserved honor. We are so proud of you. You set the standard for Texas softball, and I know I speak on behalf of all the alumni when I say that we're super proud of you, and it's a well-deserved honor. Congrats, Coach.
Best friends that I would never trade for the world, on and off the field. Best coaching staff, best university, simply because she took a chance. So I would wrap that up just to say thank you for taking a chance.
Thank you for the opportunity from a small town kid that never really had eyes on Texas. And I'm really glad that you came into my life and you made sure that I didn't go to Baylor. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I dreamt of wearing burnt orange. I asked my dad if he thought I'd be good enough to walk on at Texas. That's how bad I wanted to wear burnt orange. And obviously, I developed a little bit better than that. But thank you for making every dream I could have imagined come true.
That dream that Connie had early on is one that we will benefit from this point forward, because our program is well recognized. We're nationally ranked. We played in the College World Series. We've achieved the highest awards and recognition that one can achieve in a sport. And Connie started that, and she's responsible for where we are today. And we can never say thank you enough, or congratulations enough, Connie, for your recognition as an inductee into the Softball Hall of Fame.
Let's welcome to the podium 2024 NFCA Hall of Fame inductee, Connie Clark.
welcome. Whew. Yeah. Wow. I reached out to Carol Bruggeman, I don't know, 6 months ago, and just said, man, can you share some advice? Like, you know, you went in last year. She's our president. She's got a lot of wise things to share, and she just said, I'll tell you what, it's going to be emotional. And now it's sinking in. So it's absolutely emotional. Thank you for the video. Thank you for the kind words. A few people asked me, had I seen the video, and I said, no, I wanted to wait until tonight. I'm rethinking that decision because that's where the emotions are starting. But whew, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, we'll get it underway. And the video production for UT as well. They're some of the best in the business. So thank you, and thank you to the athletes and Jody and Chris, and just the kind words. I really, really appreciate it. Kat, you should have brought me some Kleenex with that. I guess really, you know, good evening officially. I'll stop rambling, but first of all, I really, really just want to thank God. And I'd like to start with a verse. I'd like to start with a verse that resonates with me from the book of Isaiah that can get us started down this path tonight. Chapter 30, verse 21. And when you turn to the right or turn to the left, your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. And I believe this. I think we've all been given a unique path. And as I continue to follow my heart's wisdom along this journey, God's clear voice always leads me to situations and opportunities that match my soul. And softball has put me on a road which led to this evening. And for this, I'm beyond grateful. So again, thank you, God. And just a wee bit right under God, I want to thank the NFCA selection committee. just ago. But for this amazing honor and the people that fought on my behalf. And I can't say thank you enough. I'm going to try to talk about y'all, but thank you for writing letters and honoring me. I really am. I'm truly humbled and a bit emotional about it all, as you can tell. I really also would like to congratulate Greta and Tim. I feel privileged to be going in with y'all. I really do. We all seem to be real happy about our order, too. I'm super happy to be first. I don't know why Greta's happy to be in the middle and Tim wants to bring home the rear, I guess. But I am privileged. So, I'm also a firm believer I would not made it to this stage without being guided by strong voices and a support system which has helped shape my journey along the way. Thank you doesn't seem to be enough. However, I'm going to try to shine a light on these special people and introduce you to the cast of amazing characters that I've had the pleasure to meet and work with along the way. I have to start with the former coaches, which I had the privilege to play for, because, as you all know, as well as anyone, an impact of a coach can be potentially life-changing. The coaches I was blessed to play for absolutely influenced my coaching career and my style. Ed McQuaid, Dave Smith were my high school coaches at Greenway High School in Phoenix, where I grew up. Coach McQuaid was our head coach. He was data-driven before I think it was a thing. He never sugarcoated his opinions, which I appreciated much later. And to this day, just remembers all the nitty-gritty details about games back in the 80s. Now that I live back in Arizona, I connect with him for a beer now and again, and I just really always enjoy his stories and continue to count him amongst my blessings. Coach Smith was my pitching coach, and oh my God, I hit the jackpot. Getting to work with someone who shared the nuances of pitching from a personal perspective because he was a pitcher himself. I honed so many lessons from him. One memory that continues to make me smile whenever I think about it, and I'm sure some of the pitching coaches in here have done the same, but he would literally make me stay after practice. He would stand in the batter's box, and I had to learn to own the inside half of the plate, or learn to throw chin music, as he called it. And I couldn't leave practice until I mastered that location. So I really, really miss him. I really wish, someone had an old recording of our trash talk in between those pitching sessions as well. because it would be priceless. I really held on to many of what I would say his coachisms and passed them along to my athletes through the years. He was a true gem, and I know he's smiling down on us tonight. So here I was 17 years old and really unsure what to do next. Coach McQuaid and Coach Smith had discussed collegiate softball options with me, but nothing felt quite right until one day after practice my senior year, an athlete from Central Arizona Junior College approached me and talked to me about this little powerhouse program in Casa Grande. She told me they have this hot shot coach named Mike Candrea. Yeah, Where are you, Coach? Yeah, there you are. But anyway, this hotshot coach named Mike Candrea, and that we were going to be pretty damn good. You know, I asked her, why she was there instead of him, and I think she said, maybe he's at a barbecue or something. I think that, that was back when recruiting might have been just a little bit easier than it is now. But regardless of how it all went down, Coach Candrea, you've been such an influencer of this great game, and I am deeply indebted to you for helping me as a student athlete and as a mentor throughout my coaching career. You're a class act human being, and I love you dearly. I really do. The next stop on this journey started with what I would call an epic official visit and meeting with Hall of Fame coach Judy Garman at Cal State Fullerton. Well, wait. Maybe it actually began like my sophomore year when Central played Fullerton. I think I might have struck out about 15 of their hitters. And then Judy said, how about you come and play for us next year? So again, maybe recruiting was a little easier back then. I don't know. But seriously, I wanted to be mentored by great coaches, play for a championship contending team, and Fullerton really did have it all. Judy, thank you for providing opportunities for me time and time again and throughout my career, for being a constant voice to me and other young coaches to keep evolving the sport. And thank you for your friendship. I love and appreciate you very much. I know we live in a transfer world now, but I wouldn't trade a day of my college playing days for anything. And having had the opportunity to learn and play from legends like Mike and Judy, well, let's just say I am certain it was part of God's plan. Also, no doubt part of the plan was having teammates who have become lifelong sisters to me, and several are here tonight. I didn't bring my drink up here, but cheers to you for your love and support throughout the years. I really, honestly could not be any happier that you're joining me in this celebration tonight. So thank you. This is the way, walk in it. Joanne Graff, I am not sure how I got so lucky to have you as my first boss at Florida State University. I was 23 years old when this Hall of Famer offered me the job, and although FSU felt worlds away from the West Coast, it just felt like an opportunity I had to take. Joanne is one of the most genuine and patient people I have ever met. She gave me the autonomy to find my voice as a coach, but kept me structured enough to learn the nuances of earning the title of coach. It's like she sprinkled wisdom all around, and luckily I think I was really just there to soak up bits of it. I really do. Joanne, thank you for teaching me the right way to do things in the profession. That was really important. Establishing an ever important foundation to build my career on, and for pushing me to get my master's degree as well while I was working for you. I love you, and I am forever indebted to you for your mentorship and friendship. I love you. Whew. My athletic directors at the University of Texas, Jody Conrad and Chris Plonsky, brilliant women and leaders, as well as Hall of Famers several times over in their own arenas. Thankfully, Jody took a chance on a rookie to start the softball program at one of the most elite athletic programs in the country. Thank you for changing the course of my life and letting me be the caretaker of something so special for 23 years. The knowledge I gained and the lessons I learned from you both during my time at Texas are really cherished deep in my heart. Thank you. Whew. Staying at UT throughout my career and having a single stop as an assistant at FSU really was kind of mind-blowing to me. But it was really only possible because I was able to work at places that surrounded me with people I truly loved being with daily. It certainly feels like destiny to have been at both of these special places. Again, this is the way, walking it. I was happy to have those pass. It's not the stats or scores you remember, it's the people or the characters in your story that stick with you for the long haul. And man, in addition to great coaches and bosses, I have had some serious characters walk with me along this path. Let me start by talking about my assistant coaches that I had the privilege to work with through the years. And if y'all could stand up, most of them are here, which I'm super happy about. So if you could stand up, Andy, Jamie, Ty, Marla, Jill, Corey, Jen, and Tripp. Thank you. As well as our volunteer coaches and director of ops, Megan, Ches, Karina, Tina, and Shanna. Wherever y'all at, somewhere in here. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. I realized putting up with some of my crazy ideas and being patient with my impatience wasn't always easy. You brought your strengths to the table through your heart and soul into the Longhorn program and made a significant, significant difference. We were able to collaborate with passion for good of the program, and without your insight, I would not be at this podium tonight. I believe that. I remember Chris Plonsky saying to me, and it stuck with me, saying, a good assistant will never let you walk into a burning house, and I had that in y'all. And Ken Ravisa always saying, be where you need to be when you need to be there, and you were always present. Thank you for helping me work through the ups and downs, joys and heartaches of the beautiful career of coaching. It takes a village to sustain a program, and I've been blessed with amazing support staff through the years, and it's an honor to call many of you close friends as well. Actually, folks from both Florida State and Texas are sharing this with me tonight: administrative assistants, media, academics, strength nutrition, medical personnel, and our beloved managers. So if you guys could stand, I really appreciate y'all being here and making the trek. I see you. Stand, don't be shy. Thank you. I really, really appreciate y'all. Whew. Also, a special thanks to Hal McClelland. He was my field maintenance guy the entire time I was at Texas. Each year, he'd be standing at the back gate entrance when I came into the facility and say, just in his own little way, Coach, here we go. It's year number 20 or 22 or... And I don't know why, that just always made me smile. He's really a quiet gentleman, but he was always so excited. He took so much pride in what he did. It was amazing. I miss him dearly. We lost him in 2019 to cancer. His wife, Gina, and their son, Crosby, are carrying on his legacy, and I know they're with us tonight. They couldn't make it, but we stay in touch, and I miss him a lot. Great man. Almost last, but certainly not least, are the athletes I had the honor to coach. Talk about characters. Absolutely. Will you characters please stand? I know I was so happy it was in Texas, so thank you for making the trek. I love y'all. Special thanks to Kat, Shanna, and Tina, who helped pull everybody together for this event, too. I really appreciate all for that. And listen, I don't have children, and I respect and love these young women as my own. Good, bad, or indifferent, they definitely brought out the motherly instincts in me. It was and is a pleasure to see them grow into themselves, and I really consider it one of the greatest privileges of my life to have experienced this. Thank you, ladies. I truly hoped you learned as much from me as I learned from you through the years. I really don't remember scores or stats, but I do remember things like stories from our initial club year, which was made up primarily of women who were attending UT and came to a general tryout. We played an abbreviated schedule and would be sanctioned by the NCAA the following year. Our club team's first road trip included a meal stop on the way to the field. And I go into the restaurant first, and I hear cleats like coming in behind me on the floor of the restaurant. And I thought we had covered all the basics, but apparently we hadn't covered wear slides or tennis shoes like when you stop for on a meal. So we had a lot to cover with that club team, but our second road trip was to Texas State, and we could not. Some of you were there. I know I got some oldies in the room, but we could not get out of the first inning. Matter of fact, I think there was one defensive position where the ball flew past home plate 3 times. I didn't know what to say in the huddle, really, when they got the third out finally, other than, okay, so we're down 2 touchdowns and a field goal, which sounded way more positive than like, hey, let's try to put up 17, you know? So club year was very, very humbling. We went like 1-23, but the final game was our sole victory. And it's like we won the Women's College World Series. Gloves were in the air, dog pile. So God taught me humility that year, and it was absolutely perfect. Another thing I remember throughout the years were my left field office chats, as I called them, and I thought it was just always much easier to talk through an issue while sitting out in the outfield grass without desks or walls. These women and I were able to let our guards down a bit and just chat and understand each other's worlds a little bit better. Those left field office conversations are very, very cherished memories. Then there was the entertainment, karaoke on the long bus rides, or what we called the Starlight Lounge. The talent was endless. Seriously, I think it was just the laughter that was endless. Or dancing on the bus during rain delays, or Halloween skits. Yeah, Halloween skits, I'll leave it at that. I recall being a little scared together a few times, having to find shelter at Brahms Ice Cream Shop or praying in the parking garage during tornado warnings in Oklahoma City. That was back before they had locker rooms at the World Series. Another time freaking out because the alarm is sounding at the hotel with a possible fire in progress. And the athletes, thank God, we always said if you hear a fire alarm, like leave everything, just get to the parking lot. Here they're coming out of their rooms with full drawers of clothes, but they were getting out of the room. So what are you going to do? There was also times when we were nervous together, not scared, but nervous. It was one year at the Fullerton tournament that we went out to often. The men's world baseball team was there practicing next door at the baseball field, and a few of them came over to sit in the stands and watch our practice. Here are A-Rod, Jeter, Chipper Jones, Houston Street, Roger Clemens watching our team, and we literally just start throwing the ball all over the place. We had to take a timeout, just kind of laugh it off for a minute, remind them to relax and trust themselves, and then get back to work. And finally, really just the memories of the times that felt, I guess what you'd say, hard, or were the challenging times, but I always appreciated the after effects because growth always, always followed the hard times. These are the things I remember. Thanks again, ladies, for the memories, as well as our ongoing relationships where I get to see you grow with your people, families, and follow your life events. Not much makes me happier than that. And final thoughts and thank yous. Maya Angelou has a quote that I love. Life is going to be short no matter how long it is. I tweak that a little and say your coaching career is going to be short no matter how long it is. And that summed up my personal decision to leave coaching after the 2018 season. Looking back, I couldn't have been any more blessed in my journey, but it just was time in my heart to explore other adventures. And I really felt like for Texas softball to take on new life. Thank you, Coach Mike White, for taking great care of the program and being a gracious successor. As you know, I'm always cheering you and the horns on. Thank you to the colleagues and friends I've had the privilege to collaborate in the past few years, Michelle Gramacki with the Netherlands team, Kirk Walker with Finland, and several other coaches through consulting gigs. What an absolute joy, really, to work with people you love and admire, as well as enjoying some travel and adventures along the way. And speaking of love and admiration, and finally, my family, my partner, and Lisa and my mom and dad are my best support system anyone could imagine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your love, prayers, humor, and persistence and understanding. Journeying through life with you is an absolute gift from above. Thank you again for this honor. May your paths be clear. May you leave your mark, and cheers.